Taylor Swift's phone buzzed quietly on the kitchen counter. Another unknown number. Normally, she would have ignored it. Fame came with random texts from strangers. But something about this one made her look. A single photo. Travis Kelce sitting across from his ex, Kayla Nicole, in a downtown cafe. They were laughing, a familiar, intimate kind of laughter. The caption below the photo read, "Taylor, I thought you should know. Just saw them together. Hope everything's okay." Taylor's heart stopped. That morning, Travis had kissed her goodbye and told her he had an important team meeting. He even joked about how long it might take. But the timestamp on the photo was from 30 minutes ago, and that cafe behind them, filled with Christmas lights and garlands, was unmistakably today. Her mind scrambled for explanations. Maybe it was an old picture. Maybe it was fake. But deep down, the knot in her chest told her otherwise. She tried calling him, straight to voicemail. Texted him, no reply. Minutes turned into half an hour, her pulse quickening with every silent second. And then, she heard it, the sound of his truck pulling into the driveway. Taylor stood in the kitchen, the photo glowing on her screen like a wound that wouldn't close. Travis walked through the door, smiling like nothing was wrong. "Hey, babe," he said softly, holding up a caramel macchiato, her favorite. "Got you this." Any other day, Taylor would have smiled, kissed him, maybe teased him for remembering the extra caramel drizzle. But not today. She didn't move, didn't smile, didn't say a word. Travis's smile faded. "Everything okay?" Taylor held up her phone. "You want to explain this?" He stepped closer, his expression shifting from confusion to horror as he saw the photo. The color drained from his face. His jaw tightened, and in that one heartbeat she saw it. Guilt. "You lied to me," Taylor said quietly. "You told me you had a team meeting." "I did," Travis replied quickly. "I did have a meeting." "With your ex-girlfriend?" Her voice cracked, trembling with restrained fury. "It wasn't like that," he said, raising his hands. "I swear, Taylor, it wasn't planned." "But you did it," she snapped. "You sat with her. You smiled at her. And you didn't tell me." Her eyes glistened with tears she refused to let fall. Every word felt like pulling glass from her throat. Travis ran a hand through his hair, that familiar move he always made when he was nervous. "Please," he said softly. "Can we sit down? Let me explain." "I don't want to sit down," she said coldly. "I want to know why you lied to me." Travis exhaled, his voice trembling between guilt and desperation. "The meeting was real," he said. "I had one with my marketing team at 11. It ended early. And when I was walking back to my car, I ran into Kayla, literally. She was leaving a boutique, I was texting you, and I nearly knocked her over." Taylor didn't respond. Her silence was louder than shouting. "She said hi," Travis continued. "Asked how I was. Said she wanted to talk about leaving sports media and maybe moving into fashion. She just wanted advice. And you said yes. It wasn't a question. It was an accusation." "I did," he admitted, "because I thought it was harmless. I thought I was being mature, that I could have a normal conversation with someone from my past." Taylor's eyes flashed. "You thought lying about it was mature. I wasn't lying," he said, voice cracking. "I just didn't mention it." "That's the same thing, Travis." He flinched, because deep down he knew she was right. Silence filled the kitchen. The only sound was the faint hum of the refrigerator and the shaky rhythm of two breaking hearts. Taylor crossed her arms, her voice small but sharp. "Why didn't you tell her no?" "Because—" He hesitated, shame flooding his words. "Because she seemed sincere. Because I didn't want to be the guy who can't even have coffee with someone he dated years ago. Because you didn't think about how I would feel." The truth hung between them, heavy and undeniable. "You're right," he whispered. "I didn't think. I should have. I should have called you. I should have told you. I messed up. I'm sorry." Taylor's anger faded into something quieter. Not forgiveness, not yet, but exhaustion. "You made a choice," she said softly, "to keep something from me. And now I'm wondering what else you're not telling me." Taylor's voice trembled, her hands clasped tightly around her phone as if it were the only thing keeping her steady. "How do I even know you're telling me the truth now?" She whispered. "You lied once, Travis. How do I trust you not to lie again?" Travis's throat tightened. "Taylor, please. I made one stupid mistake. I should have told you, but I swear to God, I'm not cheating on you. There's nothing going on between me and Kayla." "Then why hide it?" she asked quietly. His answer was immediate and terrible. "Because I knew you'd react like this." The words hit like a slap. Taylor's face went cold. "Don't you dare make this my fault," she said, her voice shaking now. "I'm not," he rushed to say. "That came out wrong. I knew it would upset you, and instead of being honest, I took the coward's way out." Her tears finally fell. "You think you were protecting me, but all you did was make me feel small. Like I wasn't worth the truth, Taylor." "No," she cut him off. "You looked me in the eye this morning and lied. You said team meeting. You said marketing stuff. You said you wouldn't be able to text. And I believed you. Do you know how stupid that makes me feel?" He wanted to reach for her, but she stepped back. "I need space," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Please, don't leave," Travis begged. "We can fix this. I can't think straight right now. Maybe I'll stay at Blake's or my mom's. Taylor, I need to figure out if I can even trust you again." Travis's eyes filled with tears. "You can trust me." She looked at him, eyes red, face wet, and said the words that broke him completely. "Can I, Travis? Because right now, I don't know." She turned and walked upstairs. When she came down minutes later, an overnight bag hung from her shoulder. Travis's voice cracked. "Taylor, please don't go. I'll call you tomorrow," she said softly. "I just need air." The door closed behind her, leaving him alone in the kind of silence that only comes after trust is broken. Travis stood frozen in the quiet house, replaying every word she'd said. Then, in a desperate attempt to make her stay, he called out, "Wait, just give me 5 minutes, please." Taylor hesitated at the door, her bag still over her shoulder. Travis grabbed his phone, hands shaking, and opened his messages. "Look," he said, scrolling quickly. "I told Jason, I told Patrick. I wasn't hiding it." He showed her the screen. Messages from that afternoon. Travis. "Just ran into Kayla. She wants to grab coffee and talk about career advice." "Should I?" Jason. "Why are you asking me? Ask Taylor." Travis. "She's in the studio. Phone's off. Kayla's standing right here." Jason. "If there's nothing shady, why do you feel weird asking her?" Travis. "I don't feel weird. I just don't want to bother her." Jason. "That's feeling weird, dumbass. Tell her after." Then the exchange with Patrick Mahomes. Travis. "Just had the most awkward coffee of my life." Patrick. "With who?" Travis. "Kayla. She wanted career advice." Whole thing felt off. Patrick. "Did you tell Taylor?" Travis. "Not yet. She's in the studio." Patrick. "Tell her ASAP before she finds out some other way." Travis looked up at her, his voice breaking. "See, I wasn't sneaking around. I was going to tell you." Taylor's face softened for a heartbeat, but then hardened again. "You told them before you told me," she said quietly. Jason knew. Patrick knew. "But I didn't, because you didn't trust me enough to handle the truth." He wanted to argue, but he couldn't. She was right. "I'm sorry," he said, tears welling up. "You're right. About all of it. I should have called. I should have told you everything. But please, don't leave thinking I don't love you." Taylor stared at him for a long moment, then pulled out her own phone. She opened her studio schedule and held it up. "I got out at 2:15, she said. "My phone was on by 2:20. You had coffee with her until after 3. You had over an hour to tell me what happened." Travis's voice faltered. "I was going to tell you in person. Or you were hoping I'd never find out." Silence. Then, finally, painfully, he whispered, "Maybe part of me hoped that." Taylor's breath hitched. "Then now you know how it feels. To find out from a stranger on the internet instead of from the person you love." And with that, she was gone. The sound of the door closing felt like the sound of something breaking inside his chest. The next 3 days felt endless. Travis barely slept, barely ate. The house that had once been filled with laughter and music now felt hollow, like a museum of moments he'd ruined. Everywhere he looked there was a trace of her. Her sweater on the couch, her mug in the sink, her scent still clinging to the pillow where she used to fall asleep beside him. She'd only texted once. "I'm safe. Staying with Blake and Ryan. Please don't call." He'd sent long messages, apologies, explanations, promises, but she didn't reply. She read them all, though. He saw the red marks every time. It was both a comfort and a heartbreak. Jason called him the next morning. "Trav, what the hell happened?" "I messed up," Travis admitted. "Didn't tell her about running into Kayla. She found out from someone else." Jason sighed deeply. "I told you to tell her right away." "I know," Travis said, his voice cracking. "I know, I'm an idiot." "She'll forgive you," Jason said quietly. "But you'll have to earn it. Give her time, and when she's ready, grovel hard." That night, Travis sat alone on the couch, scrolling through old photos. Her smile, her laugh, her hand in his. He'd never realized how fragile trust could be until he shattered it with something as small as silence. On the 4th morning, his phone finally rang. "Hi." Her voice came softly through the speaker. "Hi," he breathed, every muscle in his body tensing with hope. "Can we talk?" she asked. "In person? God, yes. When?" "I'm coming home. I'll be there in an hour." The line went dead, but his heart was alive again, racing, terrified, desperate to make it right. He cleaned the entire house, restocked her favorite tea, and placed fresh flowers on the kitchen table. He didn't know if she was coming back to forgive him or to say goodbye. But either way, he was ready to face it. When Taylor walked back into the house, she looked different. Not angry anymore, but tired. Her eyes were red, her voice soft. Travis stood by the kitchen table, terrified to speak first. "I've been thinking," she said, setting her bag down. "About us. About what happened." He nodded, every word catching in his throat. "I realized," she continued, "that I'm angrier than maybe I should be. You made a mistake, a really stupid one. But in my head it became more than that. It became betrayal. It became every past relationship where I was lied to, or cheated on, or made to feel like I wasn't enough." Her voice cracked slightly. "That's not fair to you. You're not Joe. You're not any of them. You're you." Travis swallowed hard. "I still should have told you." "You're right about that." "Yes," she said, nodding. "You should have. But I also know I have to work on my own fear. That little voice in me that's always waiting for someone to leave." He stepped closer, hesitantly taking her hands. "I'm not leaving, Taylor. Not ever. You're not too much. You're everything." Her lips trembled. "Then why did you lie?" "Because I was afraid," he admitted. "Afraid of upsetting you. Afraid of having a hard conversation. It was easier to stay quiet, and that was cowardly." "I see that now." Taylor nodded slowly, eyes glistening. "If we're going to work, we need honesty, even when it's uncomfortable." "Especially then, I promise," he said. "From now on, complete honesty. No matter what." She searched his face for a long moment. Then, quietly, "I love you, Travis Kelce. But if you ever lie to me again, even once, we're done." "I know," he whispered, "and I'll never give you a reason to doubt me again." She finally stepped into his arms. For a while they just stood there, holding each other, breathing, crying, healing. "I'm sorry I left," she murmured. "You needed space," he said. "And I needed the wake-up call." She gave a small laugh through her tears. "You really did." Then, for the first time in days, she smiled. "So, you're taking me to dinner?" "I've been eating Blake's cooking for 3 days, and I need real food." Travis laughed, a sound filled with relief. "Tacos?" "Tacos," she said, nodding. As they walked out together, Taylor's phone buzzed. A message from the same fan who'd sent the photo. "I hope everything worked out." "You two are perfect together." Taylor smiled and typed back. "It was hard to see, but it led to the right conversation." Thank you." Then she slipped her hand into Travis's, and for the first time since that photo appeared, everything felt right again. Because real love doesn't crumble when things get hard. It bends, breaks a little, and rebuilds stronger than before.